Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a really good weekend. Forgive the angry dogs inside. Yes, Sky and Ghost are doing fine. I tend not to bring them out when I do the chicken and garden and Sunday musing because they just want to play. It's also incredibly cold today, which is one reason why I am in front of our solitary bee homes. We now have a total of 4 solitary bee homes. The last one was put up the other day and it's really cold. So the topic of today's video is, in addition to showing you everything that's going, is this going to be the last frost? Because I really hope so. So over here we have straw on all of my already sprouted, I think this is sprouting broccoli, collie and regular broccoli. It might be the other way around with the broccoli. And also I have heaped up some soil on my potatoes. I'm hoping that all of my apple blossom survives because it is supposed to get below freezing tonight. I don't know if you can tell, but the wind is really picking up. And while it is a beautiful spring evening, I'm worried that we're going to get a severe frost. We have got a weather warning out from the National Weather Service, and earlier this evening I got a wheelbarrow full of soil and I put it on the potatoes because all of these potatoes were sprouting, but the National Weather Service says bad weather is on the way. We're going to get maybe 2 nights of frosts. The local weather guy says that he thinks it's going to be the last frost of the season, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm not covering up the parsnips because parsnips do not need to be covered up. And as you can see, I have been very, very happy in preparing my garden and doing all of the lawn care this past weekend because the weather was gorgeous. But as you can see, my hair is being blown around something chronic right now, and I will admit that I am worried. I'm also worried about the stuff in the back of the garden, but less so because it's quite sheltered with these big trees. I have also decided that my hardy fuchsias did not make it through the cold snap. We lost quite a lot of supposedly hardy plants this winter. The fuchsias are one of them. They were in the greenhouse, but they still didn't survive. And we also lost, obviously, our rosemary. As you can see, the chickens are hunkering down. They haven't gone to bed for the night, but they are definitely, their feathers are getting blown around quite considerably. And Ashley over here she'll be heading to bed soon. She's just about had enough of the cold weather. But everything else is doing well. I haven't put anything else in yet, but you can see we've got that lone strawberry plant determined to flower, but it has brought along with it some friends. Look, 1 flower here, I've got another flower here, there's a flower over there, 2 flowers over there in fact. So my strawberries are flowering. And more importantly, strawberries are awesome. But more importantly, I have carrots poking up. You cannot probably see it through the weeds, but we do have some carrots here. There's some more carrots coming up here. And these onions are, well, as I said in previous episodes, this side seemed to be doing less well than this side. This side are happy and healthy. These are the local onion variety. These are the Walla Wallas, which tend to do really well in this kind of climate. Unfortunately, I have decided that the rosemary is no more. I will show you the replacement rosemary that I have purchased to go in, but the chives are doing great. My mum likes to call these chivy chives. They're doing great. The lemon balm, doing fantastically well. It's like mint. Once it gets going, it can spread. So you do have to keep a bit of an eye on it. My blueberries are thinking about waking up, and my sage. My sage is doing incredibly well. I think my curry plant is done. I think. There may be some green there, but honestly, I'm not expecting much. I still need to dig these, both of these beds up, and also that far bed and also that far bed. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 beds still to do, 5 still to do here. So this one as well. But over here, these fava beans, these broad beans, are doing incredibly well. These are also growing, these wasabini, kind of like, they're a bit like a rocket. I talked about them a little bit last week. But we've also, for fans of herbs, right here we have some coriander, or as they like to call them in America, cilantro. So they are growing well. And then I haven't seen any beet yet, although that might be some beet in the corner there. So hopefully we'll have some Detroit beetroot there. Birds do like beetroot because they're red. They come out of the ground with their little red stems, and so they are kind of quite popular with the birds. But we've got some decent growth here. I do need to weed, but I'm going to wait until it's a little bit clearer what is a weed and what is not. I don't want to pull out things that I would otherwise keep in. These strawberries are not doing as well as the strawberries on the other side. There are strawberries in there, I promise. They're kind of hidden underneath all of the other things that are growing in here. And yes, I do need to come in and I do need to prune some of these back. I'm probably going to prune these two here and we'll take it from there. But over the weekend, as you can see, I did manage quite nicely to create a decent path. You can see the amount of devastation that's along here from the brambles that I've cut along this side, so I can get through here with a mower. I have also chopped off some branches here from this this maple that's come back up. I think it is a maple that's come back up, and then the same on that side. But it's lovely because it's the first time this year that I've actually been able to get the entire lawn cut, and I do eventually want to replace the lawn with other things. This is not necessarily the prettiest, but it is kind of adjacent to the chicken coop, and at some point later this year my plan is to move the run and move it down to give them a little bit more space so that this area can recover, because it really needs it. How are you doing there, Ashley? She's really recovering. I am so pleased with how she has been recovering. It has been amazing to see how she has come back. And I don't expect she's ever going to lay eggs again, but she wasn't really laying much when the other hens attacked her. So if I can give her a happy retirement, peaceful, happy retirement, then I am happy. So let's show you the 2 rosemary plants that I have purchased to replace the 2 rosemaries that died. So there's this one and this one. They're both known for being fairly winter resistant varieties, or cold resistant varieties. My hands are going blue. It's that cold up here right now. I should have had something on my arms. But here is my surprise of the week. You know, I was worried about my tomatoes. They're in there. I'm going to show you those in a second. But in here, and I have just closed them up. I keep them open through the day, but tonight I'm going to let them be all closed up. These are some of my cucumbers. I don't have any pickling cucumbers in here yet. These are all just eating cucumbers. If you are a friend of mine and you wish to have some cucumbers, I suspect there are some coming your way. I have never seen cucumbers take like that this year, and my mum has said exactly the same thing. Despite being 4,500 miles away from me, a third of the way around the world, she's had that same thing. Now, this is a fun one. In here is an iceberg lettuce that we purchased from our local grocery store as what they call them living lettuces. They're basically lettuces that are harvested with the roots intact. We took off many of the leaves and ate them. But then I was like, you know what, maybe I could just put the lettuce in some soil and see if it will grow. And you know what? That's a pretty darn fine looking lettuce. And I'm just going to let it sit there and grow. And we've got some nice new leaves growing in there. So I'm very happy about that. The slugs want it, but they're not going to get it. So I'll put that on. Let me show you the tomatoes, the pièce de résistance. I am so happy about these. So in here are all the different tomato varieties. About half of the tomato varieties that I want to try and grow this year. So we've got some stew peas here. They are quite nice ones for kind of general use, but also sauces. I think these are these are the Brandywines, which are a local kind of variety that work very well in the Oregon climate, certainly in the west of Oregon. And then over here we've got some cherry tomatoes here, and then I can't remember what these ones are. I think they are a sauce-based tomato. But these ones are called Nepal tomatoes, and they are known for being good in cold and high altitude climates. So I'm going to be using those. I am very, very excited. A couple of weeks ago, as you might remember, I was kind of feeling a bit down because very few of my tomatoes had germinated. The lesson here is not to give up because the temperatures got suddenly super cold. You can see some of my Nepals haven't really germinated, but I've got enough plants now that I think I have I can make a good enough go of it. I haven't started fertilising these guys yet. I'm going to wait until the frost is over and then I'm going to start giving them a bit of fertiliser, and hopefully that will help accelerate the process. Now, in last week's show, I did mention the fact that I was thinking about planting some peppers and maybe some more tomatoes, and also my potato seeds. At least I was thinking about it. I don't remember if I mentioned the potatoes in the show. But when it got to the weekend, I came outside and I was working in the garden. It started to get really cold. I was like, it's really cold. I went inside and I watched the weather forecaster, one of the local weather forecasters, and he was like, there's probably going to be a frost in the Pacific Northwest this weekend. Not this weekend, this coming week. And that is exactly what we are in line for right now. It's Tuesday when I'm filming this. So Tuesday night into Wednesday and possibly Wednesday into Thursday, we are going to get those low temperatures. It might not get down below freezing if the wind stays up, because at this time of year, if the wind stays up, it doesn't get super cold. But you can see it's blowing a hoolie right now. It's really very cold and not that much fun to be outside. So anyway, tell me what's going on in your garden. Have you started planting? I know some people who watch this are in places where there's only just really started to see a snow melt. So tell me what it's like where you are. Or like I've said in previous videos, maybe you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're just finishing off your autumn harvest. So let me know what your garden is doing and what your animals are doing to boot. Thanks for joining me today, and if you've got thoughts, make sure you leave them below in our Discord chat room, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling by on your screen right now. They are some of the more than 1,500 people that help make this channel possible by funding it through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and making sure we can be 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. There are a range of different tiers you can sign up for, from as little as $1 a month, or if you pay yearly, $10.08 a year. A massive welcome to our newest supporters, Ralph Koenig, Mr. Eldritch, Dwayne Adiger, and Corey Singletray. To join our list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your week of fame. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll also find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have an old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at. The address is listed below. And of course, if you're in need of some swag, you'll find our swag store link in the down below as well. This month, we are celebrating Wrangling EV FUD with a fantastic t-shirt design by our in-house artist and animator, Erin. Get yours today by heading to our Redbubble store. We've got some great content coming up, so make sure you're subscribed on PeerTube or YouTube, and we'll see you soon. We make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want more, the mighty algorithm thinks you'll like this video, but we also think that this one is well worth a look. See you soon, and as always, keep evolving!